Who's in control of your life? You make all your decisions? Yes, you do, you say. You choose to, well, if you're working, if you've got a job, that is, you choose to hop on the train or hop in your car or do whatever you need to do to get to that job. Then you come home and you choose your meal, and then you might watch your favourite TV. And on the weekends, you might go to your sport, watch your kids play, you might go to your church. The question is, who or are you making those decisions to put one foot in front of another? I would suggest that you're not. I would suggest that someone is controlling you, that you have had these ideas inserted into your mind, and that you're serving a greater or another entity. I wouldn't say greater entity, that's certainly the wrong word, but another entity. Stick with me and I'll prove it to you. We come into this world as a blank sheet of paper, a little baby that knows nothing, just with big eyes staring out to the world. The only natural instinct we have is to sleep and eat. That's all we know. And our parents, our guardians, our first authority, teach us language, teach us many of the basics we need to progress to an organisation or a school, whatever we want to call it, to insert more ideas into our heads. So now we have this language, and we're off to school, and it could be a Christian school, could be a state school, could be a private school, could be a Muslim school. So now we're sitting in class, and we've got someone standing in front of us telling us stories, and not our stories, and we put these stories that are framed by the language that we've been taught, we put them away into our storage file folder in our brains, in our minds, and from that day forth, we are making choices and decisions based on the information that we've been given up to that stage. And it might be Hindu school. So now our life is framed by Hindu gods. And if I had been raised by a Hindu family, I certainly wouldn't have gone to my parents and said, "Oh, I want to be a Christian." No, I would have just allowed the Hindu entities, the Hindu gods and the Hindu beliefs to frame my life, to be the authority to write on my pages. So that's our schooling, and then we've got education after school, and then or higher education, and we might be selected to be a tradesperson, a doctor, which is a noble cause. We all need doctors, and we do need, in this modern world, we do need specialists. I mean, we're all specialists, but that's the way it works. But the system is not designed for our spiritual growth. It's designed to serve the system. That's why we get taught these things. So we get picked to do whatever we're picked to do, and then our schooling will continue down that path, whether it be higher education or manual arts or whatever. And then we find ourselves in the workforce, and we're earning an income, and now we need to set ourselves up so we can comfortably get to work to earn an income, or business or whatever, but we're earning an income, and a large portion of that income is taxed, of course, so we're only getting 60 or 70% of our labour back, and then we have to purchase goods to enable us to live a life where we can go and work in our business or our job or whatever. So now we're serving an entity with our energy that's been harvested from the day we came into this world through education and language and framing of pictures in our heads, because that's all we think, that's how we think. We think in pictures. If we're going to walk out to our car, we envision ourselves walking out to our car. If we're going to sign a contract and put words on that contract, each one of those words forms in our mind's eye, and we dedicate a meaning to it in a picture form. When we write walking, we picture walking, verbs and nouns and all that stuff. And so all these ideas that we believe we have are not ours. They've been put there by an entity that wants us to serve the system. And these entities, they go back thousands of years. I mean, ever since law and education has been written. And you say, well, maybe these entities are deceased. Well, of course they're deceased, but they've been replaced by other entities, other elites who know how the system works. And for a few of us, the system works really well. But for most of us, we're still serfs, we're still slaves. And until we can understand that, until we can realize that we're not authoring our own story, we're not our authority, we're allowing other entities to write on our pages, to write our story, to be our authority, the author of our story. So I suggest that it's much more satisfying and healthy for our soul, and I believe that's why we're actually here on this planet, and I believe that's why we were given free will and not just pure instinct, is because the greater sum, God or nature or whatever, however we came to have this free will, it wants us to develop to a point where we are the authors of our own story, where we're being good to others, where we're being good to the planet Earth and nature, but where we can exercise self-dominion and write our own story and not allow others to be our authority. All right, well, I'll be keen to know how you're dealing with this conundrum, whether you've faced it. So please leave a comment, like and subscribe, much appreciated, and hopefully we can talk again. Over and out.